Monte and the Pharaoh.
To the Monte and Pharaoh Show.
And you're watching the Monte and Pharaoh Show.
Monte and the Pharaoh.
With Monte and the Pharaoh.
Monte and the Pharaoh.
It's Monte and the Pharaoh.
Monte and the Pharaoh.
Monte and the Pharaoh.
You've got the future Hall of Famer, that rocker, Marty Jannetty, and MJ in the house, and I'm sitting here with two more future Hall of Famers, Monte and the Pharaoh. We're doing that stuff, and we gonna rock it.
This is Mr. USA WWE Hall of Famer Tony Atlas, and you are watching Monte and the Pharaoh.
Straight to the top. We're living this life, not just dreaming it, we're doing it for real. Straight to the top. Working hard every day just to leave out that town.
All right, welcome back to Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast, Monte and the Pharaoh, only seen here at Village Connection Radio. Live from Rockstar Studios. At the helm is the owner of this illustrious station, Mr. Jim Savali.
What up?
And to the right is none other than the returning king of pro wrestling, Joe Rossello. Joe, how are you?
Good.
So first off, I want to thank this wonderful band, Aquacherry, who has decided to allow us to use their song Straight to the Top as the new Monte and the Pharaoh theme song.
These guys rock.
That's right, man. And the Monte and the Pharaoh Army is very excited to have this new theme song. Let's talk a little bit about Aquacherry. Aquacherry could be listened to on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, Pandora, with such songs as Bleachin', Yes, Yes, and of course the Monte and the Pharaoh theme song.
And of course they can be heard on Village Connection Radio.
Oh, that's right. Thank you, Jim. I really appreciate that. And let's not forget Straight to the Top, the new Monte and the Pharaoh theme song. That band is going to go all the way.
Yeah, bro, they rock.
Joe, you were even saying when you heard the song, what'd you think?
I liked it.
It's really good, right?
Really good.
So appropriate too, straight to the top.
Straight to the top, baby. And I got to tell you, Joe, you don't know this. Jim's the only one that knows this. Not even my wife knows this. But I'm not going to make the announcement yet. But in probably about a month and a half, some really huge news going to come out for Monte and the Pharaoh.
Awesome.
I've got some video proof, but I
Straight
can't
to
really
the top,
share
top,
it. But,
top.
you know, again, always appreciate you coming along. And maybe you could take the ride with us.
Hopefully.
That would be awesome. So, this was a big week for Village Connection Radio. We had the premiere edition of Yo Bro.
Yo, bro.
And, of course, the band who played on Yo Bro was none other than Aquacherry.
Yes.
How well did they sound on it? Dude, I just can't get enough of them, man.
They,
really...
I asked them if they could come in here every day and just play for me while I'm setting up the shows.
It would put you in a great mood,
Yeah, just
wouldn't
like
it?
one song. Just come in, set up all your shit, play me one song, head out.
See, that's the one thing about Village Connection, right? These guys, they come into the studio, right? You've been in a lot of studios before, right? They're just straight studios, right? Just like mic in front of you, black walls and stuff like that. Every time we have a guest, no matter who the guests are, they're like, this studio is cool, man.
Yeah,
it's got this vibe. It puts them in
in.
this nice, relaxed
It does.
position.
It really got like a rock vibe to it. It's awesome.
Love it.
Well, we had Tony Atlas.
Yeah.
Was in Saturday. Did you watch that interview?
I watched a little bit of it.
What'd you think of what you watched?
I thought it was good. It was different. I mean, that painting right there is amazing.
How amazing is that, right?
Yeah, he killed it.
He did kill it. The one thing I loved about Tony, so that's the one thing about the Monte and the Pharaoh show when we interview these famous wrestlers. It's not, we kind of just, we don't try to regurge all the same shit that
So what made you wrestle?
Yeah, right. You know, what it like to put an armbar on somebody.
5,000th interview this year.
Like when you listen to these wrestling shoot interviews, Joe, what do you look for?
Dirt. Stories, road stories, pranks, ribs, funny things, different,
Right.
I know, I like to hear where they coming from and their upbringing, who trained them and stuff, but, it usually gets to the middle of the good stuff.
Right.
So that's what I look for.
Well, that's what we're trying to do. Again, like with Tony Atlas, everybody's heard the Bruiser Brody story a million times. There was one point he spoke about he had a car accident. I don't know if you knew this, Joe, but he had a car accident, and his car was upside down. He said it was on fire, and the Iron Sheik, who was actually, they're both wrestling in Georgia. The booker was Ole Anderson, and Ole Anderson told the Iron Sheik not to go down there and help him because he didn't want to break kayfabe. And the Iron Sheik came down and ripped the door off and helped Tony Atlas, and actually Tony Atlas lived. Very interesting story. Did you hear that story before?
No, I never heard that.
It was an unbelievable story, and then it was an emotional moment. Tony's wife has fallen ill.
Yes.
So he got a little bit emotional about that. But overall, very successful interview. The feedback's been incredible. Actually, the feedback on the show is just getting better and better. And again, thanking you for joining us because
I think Tony said that was the best interview he ever had.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Most of these guys come in there; they're very relaxed, and they just really enjoy the whole vibe of it. The most amazing thing, and I'll say it again, when you're sitting across a person or a wrestler, we do wrestling obviously, but you're interviewing someone, and they get emotional, they forgot they're even in an interview. And we've got so many of those in our interviews that it's like they just get lost in the story, and I mean that's how you make a great show. You watch baseball at all, Joe?
A little bit. Are you going to talk the depth about the guy with all the... is that what you're talking about?
Well, I was going to go into Jim Leyritz. Jim Leyritz was in studio yesterday, and Who's Who. I don't know if you remember Jim Leyritz. He played catcher for the New York Yankees, actually the World Series New York Yankees. Jim actually killed somebody, or Jim Leyritz actually killed someone drinking and driving. I think he was acquitted of all criminal points. Wow. But I have to tell you, I was a little disappointed in the Who's Who host on not asking that. Getting into the dirt, like you spoke about dirt, right?
Yeah.
It was pretty much just, a puffy interview type of thing. It wasn't a bad interview, don't get me wrong. Jim Leyritz is awesome. But it was like, there was an opportunity to actually get into someone's head and see how they felt about it. I mean, I know you would ask that question, right?
I would ask it beforehand to see if it's all right, and then go into the...
Oh, no, we like hitting them on the air.
I would hit them on the air.
Man.
Listen, sometimes it backfires and Marty Jannetty punches you in the face, but it's all right, right? Sometimes it backfires.
They come across the room and jump you.
So I got a beef. This guy. I got a little bit of problem. So Jim recently was on, I don't want to call a competitor station, just another radio station, Gov's Radio. I don't know if you're aware of it.
Comedian.
Do you know the comedian? Governor's comedian place? I think it's in Levittown.
Yep.
Oh, well, with...
they have their own radio station.
They have their own radio station.
Yeah, with the sucky pizza.
There you go, sucky pizza guy. Right.
Sucky pizza.
So speaking of the sucky pizza guy, Jim was on the show. He was on, what was the name of the show you were on? It was a morning show.
I was on the Knock 'em Dead comedy show.
Knock 'em Dead comedy show.
Killed it.
And it was really good. It was like 2.5 hours. Great interview. Those guys did a great job with Jim. Jim's action with them was great. But, there's always been a lot of heat, right? You were at Strong Island, right? Mm-hmm. And then you got Govs. And there was this feeling of competitiveness, right? Because everybody's competing. But Jim was like, why are we competing? There's plenty of people out there. Why can't we all get along? So he goes on Knock 'em Dead Radio, and he knocks them dead, right? It was just a great combination. Here lies the problem, Joe. You ready?
Yes.
So ever since Jimmy quit the show, Pizza Guy has left 4 messages on my phone asking him to be on the show.
Yeah,
doing
he
the
wants
show
to
with
be
me.
the Pharaoh.
I don't know if he wants to be the Pharaoh. I haven't even spoken to him, and I won't speak to him because no matter how you're
Monte
trying to be
the Pizza Guy,
dude. As much as you want to be peaceful, man, I can't stand that guy.
No way, man.
Dude, no way. I will not pick up.
I hate his
down the
crew.
station.
I hate his crew.
Who's his crew?
The Jew and the fat guy. That's what they. That's his little crew. That I don't know the other big guy, but I know his little friend that mounted off to me one time. Then he said he was kidding.
Right.
But I don't like those guys. I mean, the pizza guy never did anything malicious to me, so I can't really say anything bad about him.
No, I'll personally say something.
Yeah.
I just don't like the guy.
Yeah.
I can't.
That's all
in
right.
fact. Probably hate the guy, to be honest with you.
probably.
I mean, stop calling my phone, bro. I'm not going to pick up.
No.
I'm not going to talk to you. I have nothing to talk to you about. Go do your own show.
Yeah.
Go get your own wrestlers. Go do whatever you want. And this is not a knock against Govs.
No.
And this is not a
We
Village
love Govs.
Connection Gov. This is a Monte and a Pharaoh. I don't like you. Leave me alone. We can't be friends. We can't play in the same sandbox. And stop. In fact, lose my number, man.
Yeah.
Please, lose my number.
I think that was pretty clear, man. That was pretty clear.
It was
Let's see
all
if
right,
that
right?
works.
Can I? Kevin Ginsburg. I have a little pick with him. I don't know the guy. Not malicious. Can we please take off your thing with the wrestler, the movie? That's the most like every wrestler. Some wrestlers claim to fame as that movie, and it's annoying now. The movie's how old now?
It's pretty old, but it's a great movie though.
Yeah, I know, but like
what don't you like about it?
I mean, he promotes himself with that, every time. Like, get a new thing,
Well, he's got 350 days, dude. He's promoting 350 days.
No, but yeah, so put that as your thing then. Like, it's just like it's annoying. I know.
Wow, Joe, tell us how
Say
you
what
feel.
you-
Say what
say
you
what
feel.
you mean.
Say what you mean, bro.
It's annoying.
You're not being very clear.
Listen, dude, if you created a work of art like the wrestler, wouldn't you like carry that until you die?
I'll tell you a little story.
Go ahead.
I was about something, maybe, God, I was 8, so I'm 30 now. I was on Kids Say the Darndest Things. with
Were
Bill
you
Cosby.
really?
Yes.
Are you kidding me?
I was on there 3 times. Now I had to scratch that
Holy
off.
shit.
Well, I had to scratch that off my resume real fucking quick. But
Wait a
but-
minute, I could find you on Kids Say the
no, they
Darndest
didn't.
Thing?
No, because the other JoJo, the singer, was on there, so she took my fucking spotlight. Because her name was JoJo, so because she became a singer, they didn't give a shit about me. But I was on there the most. He did a lot for me, Bill Cosby, very nice guy. I don't care, I know his situation, but he did it, helped me with a lot of stuff. But, I took that claim for fame for a while because they still showed me on cruise ships and stuff.
Right.
They still so people recognize me. So I mean,
Dude, I did not know you were that famous,
well,
really?
I don't like to share it that much, because
Why?
because it's like.
But we were talking about Evan.
My mother calls me a has-been now, so
Get
she
outta
goes, it's
here.
not your claim to fame. I'm like, why, dude? She goes, you're a fucking has-been. I'm like, so yeah, so.
What?
Yeah, so,
Is this at the dinner table? She says this?
well, I say, listen, I'm still a celebrity. They're going, you're not. Nobody knows you. And I'm
Are
like,
they
yeah.
gonna have like a celebrity thing on where they have celebrity?
They're actually bringing Kids That Are Darndest Things back, and I called the agency saying, hey, if you need somebody. They didn't call me back. But
You're not a kid anymore, bro.
I know, but don't you want to know that? But don't you want to hear about the old, us, growing up doing this? I was 8. I was 8, 9, and 10. I did 3 seasons with him, and we did it outside. I know people are gonna be like, it's your fault that.
Bro, I did not know that.
I don't like to.
Oh my god.
I don't like to because then everybody goes.
Can I ask a question, bro?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let me hear the thing that you said. What was the darndest thing you said?
What was the
Wait,
darndest
What was the
Right now,
darndest
this
thing?
was off script.
Hold on. Oh, wait, before you go, I know what the darndest thing was. Evan, stop promoting the wrestler. That is a pretty darn thing. Go ahead, Joe.
No, people are gonna be like, so it was your fault. Wait till I get into this. So it was not scripted, and I was a horny ass kid. So back then, so I start trying to hook them up with girls, and now this whole case happened now.
With
so,
Cosby?
Yeah. So,
At 8 years old, you tried to hook him up with girls?
yeah. Oh yeah. I was talking about and.
Wait, I know it's a wrestling show, but this is much better than
How old were the
wrestling.
girls you were trying to hook him up with?
Well, I don't even. We got the
Were they
second
like
show.
10?
The second show we got directors.
10.
The second show we got directors and made them walk out in Central Park and he tried to hit on them. It was funny.
I wish
it
we
was,
had footage of this. bro.
you know what? I do have a DVD,
Dude,
so
it's
I
got
need footage.
bullshit. It's got to be on YouTube.
CVS.
I'm going to YouTube.
You can.
We
It's
gotta
not
find
on there.
footage.
I mean, there's articles
You
about
want
me.
3 seasons?
Yeah, and I'm not on YouTube. This was before YouTube.
Yeah, but they have videos. I mean, shit, you can watch shit from the 60s
I
on
looked up
YouTube.
my name many times. I could see
What if you
articles
just
on
go
it.
to Kids Say the Darndest Thing and watch the episodes?
Can't. I don't know.
They
CBS has.
banned them.
I tried.
Really?
Cosby bought them.
Wait a minute, what was that show all about? I don't even remember that show.
Just about kids being funny, and it was off script.
So, they would ask a kid a question, you say something funny?
Yeah, they only said one thing. They only said one thing. Don't do. Don't talk about his son's death. And I said, okay, that's fine.
They tell an 8-year-old not to talk about his son's death?
Yeah,
Would you even thought about talking about his son's death?
probably. I mean, that's me.
That's probably is you.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I mean,
that's probably right.
I don't give. I want the dirt from celebrities. I celebrity stalk. Not really anymore, but
Wait, you were a stalker?
I wouldn't say that. My wife.
Bro, we're
used
getting
to,
deep here, man.
Yeah.
Oh my god, wait a minute. So what,
No,
what do you
I
mean?
wouldn't call him a stalker. My wife used to like to watch celebrities, so she used to make me go to different places and try to meet them for her. So I mean, I got to.
So you almost like the original bagel guy. You had a setup where you met celebrities.
Yeah, I mean. But
So wait a minute, how does that work? you know a celebrity's going to be somewhere, and then you place yourself in that situation.
And place myself in that space and wait for them.
Tell a story. You got to give me a story now.
I forgot the celebrity.
You know what? If I knew the show was going this way, this is pretty damn good.
Forgot the celebrity. But I just proposed to my wife, and then we went to a Broadway play, and then she. You know, you would think she's excited about the ring. She was, but she wanted the picture too with the person. So I got it, but the picture was blurry. So I go, you know what?
Who was the person?
I forgot her name.
Right.
But Vanessa Hutchins.
Yeah, I know that name.
Yeah. But
singer?
I don't know.
All right.
So so what happened is what happened was the picture was blurry. She's coming out a different door, so I jumped. Kind of like said, hey, wait, stop. I need another picture. Security grabbed me by my pants and my shirt, put me up in the air, and tossed me. And I said, please don't hurt me. And I was going up. And I said, I'm done with this stalking. I'll never do it again.
Never doing a celebrity
Yep,
thing
never
again.
doing it again. Monte and the Stalker.
Monte and the Stalker, new show.
Oh
on
my God, a
World
lot of
Cartoon
good stuff
Network.
in here, man. Holy cow.
I was on
This show too is unscripted.
Yep. I was on, you know the UFC fighter Chael Sonnen?
The UFC fighter?
Chael Sonnen?
No.
No.
He was coming out of, he was going into a radio station. I got excited to meet him. We were on TMZ together. And he was
You were on TMZ too?
He was on TMZ.
Okay.
And I didn't know they were videotaping at the time, and I spilled coffee on him.
Nice.
Yeah, and he goes.
So you must be in the clip spilling coffee on this dude?
Yeah.
You must have that somewhere, right?
It's probably on TMZ somewhere.
I'm gonna have to look at that. You know what? You gotta text me that guy's name again. I gotta find that. I gotta throw that on the Monte Pharaoh homepage. That's hilarious,
That'd be
dude.
good.
Those are some good stories, man.
Thank you.
I didn't know you were famous. I'm sitting
You're
there.
not
I'm
a
a celebrity,
has-been.
bro.
I like to tell your mom you're not a has-been.
Yeah, I'll say that to
My
your mom.
mom, my wife says it
Just
too.
tell her. Tell her that we said that you're not a has-been.
You're no has-been. You're on the Monte and the Pharaoh
I
show.
know,
Long Island's
I
number one
know.
pro wrestling broadcast
You
in the
know,
world.
I think I'm Facebook famous more now because, like, at WrestleMania weekend, everybody kept coming up to me and going, "Oh, we follow you on your Facebook." I had no idea who the hell these people were. I said,
Wow.
"Yeah, thank you, man."
Look at you, bro.
Yeah, man. I'm like, thank you. Yeah, I try to keep my Facebook entertaining, and I think I do because all like my family's
Well,
big.
plus you also have JR Collectibles, so that's that's pretty out there.
Yeah, and I make jokes and be funny and cause controversy and fights with people because they think it's about them. So that's just how I roll.
You're a shit
it don't
star.
affect my sales being real. Being real helps me because I'm not fake. So I mean, I keep it very 100. So nobody's gonna come up to me and argue with me. They're gonna buy my merchandise.
Wait, but what's very 100? What does that mean?
Keeping it 100? Keeping it 100 means real.
I got
Real.
something new.
No.
Keeping it very
I was holding
100.
my hand up.
Go ahead.
Teacher? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
I was stretching.
Keep it at 100. All right, so out of last week when you were here, AEW Fight for the Fallen came out, right?
Yep.
And you pretty much nailed it. You want to talk about that a little bit?
I did nail it. I was very happy with my predictions. Everybody shitted on it, and I told you, and I said one fail, everybody's gonna shit on it. But actually, now it looks really bad on them because WWE basically put the Farm League against them, and the Farm League defeated them. And Cody said, "You can't out-program us." They out-programmed you, and I think Evolve won. And Paul Heyman came out at Evolve, and I think it was more interesting than AEW. So, I mean, that's basically it.
Do you think, like, Cody and the Young Bucks need to get back to...
They need to stop...
Get back to script writing?
They need to stop putting themselves over. Like, I know they're the main guys, but let other people win. And, like, you know, everybody's like, we know you guys are all elite and everybody runs it, but, like... Enough is enough. We don't want to see your whole squad win all the time. Make other people win. So that's really it.
Did you watch the pay-per-view? Joe?
I'm sorry, I'm reading everybody's
Yeah,
thing.
forget about the comments. You can read them afterwards.
Yeah.
So, did you watch the pay-per-view?
Oh, Extreme Rules or AEW?
AEW.
I watched a little of it. I thought Sonny Kiss match was excellent. I thought that was very good.
Big fan of Sonny Kiss?
Trying to get me on that.
No, I'm not. It's, you know.
I know. I'm happy that person is gonna get the right treatment and be successful.
I thought the best match was MJF, Sammy, and Spears over Darby and Havoc and Janela.
I thought the
that
Kenny
was
Omega SEMA match was good.
You liked it?
Everybody said that was the match.
Omega's good. You know what I mean? You know what? I almost feel like he's on the back end of his career. I know he's had some really great matches, but I just feel like it's a little too late, you know, for Kenny Omega. What are your thoughts?
I mean, listen. I don't know.
Is right now? Do you think Omega's the best in professional wrestling?
No.
Who's the best wrestler in professional wrestling right now?
I'll say, but right now, I mean, I'll say Cesaro.
Wow.
I think right now, I mean, there's people that are over more than Cesaro, but wrestling-wise.
Oh, so you're just talking on pure wrestling. I'm talking about being over.
Being
what I mean?
over?
The whole package.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say Omega. I'd say there's other people. I couldn't even put a finger on it right now, but I just tell you there's other people more over than Omega.
Well, here's some interesting news. AEW just sent out a press release to announce that the former Four Horsemen as an executive advisor in AEW, Tully Blanchard.
I think that's cool. It's different. He's going to be with Sean Spears, which is Ty Dillinger, and I think it's different. I think it's really, really cool. So I think I could see Dustin being in Cody's corner and Tully being in Spears' corner. It brings a different element to the match now. It's not just, platted on a table like here you go. Like I said last time, it's now you got a storyline to it. Now you got, something good.
Well, do you think this is kind of also a gateway for Tessa Blanchard to kind of move into AEW from TNA?
I don't think she's going to do that because Tessa Blanchard right now, TNA's given her a huge platform. Why would you screw that up? Why would you screw them over? Even though she's, that's not nice. But I can say that, but LAX is leaving and John Morrison's supposedly leaving. So they gave them a platform. So who knows? I think, Tessie could leave.
Have you ever met Tully Blanchard in person? I know you've been around the circuit.
I watched him in PWS do a drop kick, which I thought was amazing, and for his age. And then he hurt his hip or something. He popped his hip at the same time, but the drop kick looked like he was 20 years old, and I was like, holy shit.
Now, you're a bit younger, but do you watch the old matches with him with the Four Horsemen, the Brain Busters, even Tully Blanchard in singles
Magnum
matches?
TA, cage match. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think, he was... Before he was a little stiff. I always heard he was stiff wrestling, but otherwise, I like Tully. I thought he was a tough guy.
I thought Tully Blanchard was one of the great pro wrestlers in the history of wrestling. I'd put him in my top 80 wrestlers of all time.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, that some people 80. Well, if you think about the list of wrestlers that have gone through, right? But again, I don't know what kind of wrestling mind Blanchard is, but I mean, if he had any kind of influence on Tessa, he must know what he's doing, right?
Yeah. I mean, I would listen to Tessa, like, speaking of shooting, I listened to Tessa on a podcast, a Jericho's podcast. She didn't talk to her family for a year, and I didn't realize that Magnum TA is her stepfather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is right. I forgot about that, right? So Magnum TA was her stepfather. That's right. I forgot about that. That's crazy. What do you think about CM Punk?
Coming to stuff. Well, he did Pro Wrestling Tees the first time when they had whatever All In. Now he's doing and it's in Chicago. So you know what? Why he likes to make money when it's like.
But do you think CM Punk's always trying to play games? You know what I mean?
No, he told you he's not in wrestling. I think everybody wants him back. Of course. It's been so long now that people are still fixated on this guy. It's doing something right.
Were you a CM Punk guy when he was wrestling?
He was good. I mean, I really didn't care for him, but I thought, he brought a different element. So, I mean, kudos to him.
What kind of element? Like, what was so different about CM Punk?
Pipe bomb. He had, he had a look to him. He had the tattoos. He was a badass. He didn't give a shit.
Do you think if Punk comes out with AEW, I'm not saying the guy's wrestling. This is all stories and whatever. If he came out with AEW or the WWE, would that be a game changer for either organization?
Absolutely, because people will watch. People will watch more than Brock right now.
Really?
But they'll shit on Punk too. Same as they have to shit on somebody.
So right now they're not shitting on Punk, right? Because he's not around. So you're saying if he did come back to wrestling, people would shit all over him?
Yeah, of course.
So he goes in UFC, gets his ass kicked on a regular basis. Now, give the guy credit for going into the UFC.
Takes balls.
Did that kind of ruin his pro wrestling career, and is that maybe why he's not going to come back?
No, I didn't ruin his pro wrestling career. Because Brock got his ass kicked. Lashley got his ass kicked. Did it ruin anybody else's career? No, I mean, Jack Swagger.
But dude, a lot of people... But Brock's the real deal, right? It's like that guy beat the shit out of a lot of people in MMA. Yeah. It wasn't like he didn't beat the shit out of people. CM Punk got beat up by a bunch of 140-pounders.
Yeah. So I mean, everyone is wrestling because wrestling's fake. So nobody's taking wrestling seriously. I mean, stage act and stuff like that. We love wrestling. I love wrestling.
Right.
I don't care if it's fake or not.
Yeah.
But we all know it's drama. We all know it's like we like the stories and stuff. This is our soap opera. So, people watch regular soap opera, General Hospital, and CVS. We watch pro wrestling.
I got
So
you.
that's what I'm saying.
So we're going to lead into a new segment, and you're going to be a part of a new segment.
Yeah.
Jimmy, you ready for this new segment?
I'm ready.
It's called now Evan Ginsberg. You started off about talking about Evan Ginsberg. Evan Ginsberg actually has a show here on Village Connection Radio every Sunday from 11 to 1. It's the most eclectic. There you go. Show in the history of shows. Anyway, Evan has music, has whatever. But this segment, and it will be a weekly segment, is going to be called the Evan Ginsberg Rant of the Week. So this is where now Evan has lots of rants, and they're actually very entertaining. I find them very entertaining, and I will pull one rant from the week as my choice, and whoever's in studio, if you're in studio, I want you to react and give me your opinion on Evan's rant. So you ready for Evan's Rant of the Week?
Yeah, let's see.
We need to get a sound effect when I go, Evan's Rant of the Week! Right? Yeah, we need to do something. We'll work on this, all right? It's a start, right? Ready? Here we go.
Is this about wrestling or just random?
Well, this is it will be random, but this happens to be about wrestling. Okay. This is a quote, so it's not like this is his rant of the week. Anybody catch Joey Janela giving Jim Cornette the finger during the ADW 6-man match last night? Only problem with that is the Midnight Express, Rock and Roll Express, had better matches than these guys had last night every night of the week. Spitting on a legend when you're still making a name doesn't impress me, nor does WWE like booking of slapping. Nor does WWE like booking of slapping 6 quality guys together for no reason whatsoever. Thoughts, Joe?
I think Cornette just likes to start shit. He's getting irrelevant, and I think he's annoying, and I think he shits on the younger people, still in the old age, and still in his fixation of the 80s or the 90s or Smoky Mountain. I think I think some of these guys.
What about Evan's point, though? I understand what you're saying about Cornette, but how about Evan's point saying, "Hey, look, Joey Janela, you've done nothing in your career, so stop trying to build it on, a legend like Cornette." What are your thoughts?
First of all, Joey Janela is very smart. He does Twitter stuff, has Twitter blowing up every time he challenges somebody. He just, he just fought Enzo Amore in a Blink-182 concert, but getting him his popularity, he's doing something right, This is what wrestling is. People need to go on Twitter.
But isn't wrestling when you're going to do this type of thing, you kind of agree that you're going to do this together type of deal, or it's just like, hey, go have at it?
I think it's go have at it right now.
So I would have to say you don't agree with Mr. Ginsburg's comments.
No.
All right. Well, you heard it here, Joe.
Ginsburg's gonna shit on me Sunday, but
Not again.
But anyway, that's been Evan's Rant of the Week, and I love it. Anyway, let's move on. Extreme Rules. You watch it?
A little bit of it. But
man, dude.
No, but I know everything. I can tell you everything.
All right, let's get on this point. Corbin hits the end of days on the man. What are you thinking?
Finally, some woman, actually not different because Mae Young used to get hit by guys too, but finally, it's a shocker now because this is not the Attitude Era, so nobody's expecting that. So I mean, you know what? She calls herself the man. Let her get hit by a man, and that's what it is. Good.
And you're happy?
Yeah,
does it make
different.
You kind of like Corbin as a heel?
No, I think he's still boring and annoying, but good for him.
So
good for WWE.
That didn't improve his stock.
No, absolutely not.
In pro
absolutely
wrestling.
not. No. It's called a script.
Okay, all right.
He followed it.
What was your favorite part of Extreme Rules? I know you didn't watch it all.
I did,
what you read, what did you like the most of it?
No, I watched Cesaro versus Aleister Black. I heard the match I did say was going to be the night match. Bobby Lashley, Braun Strowman, they killed it, I heard.
Okay.
And then, Brock won the title. Everybody got mad, but you know what? The guy sells tickets. What are you gonna do?
Well, I'll tell you, it's funny. Even like the anti-WWE people, they're like, "Oh yeah, it was pretty good." Like they don't want to give it a break.
No.
I think they enjoy hating on it so much, and they really couldn't hate on this pay-per-view. It was actually very
they
very
said
good.
People said it was phenomenal.
And like you said, Brock winning the belt. Hey, look, the guy's money, man. You got to put it. You got to put the strat. Now going into Raw, I don't get the whole point of them allowing Rollins to win the battle royal. I mean, what's your thoughts on that?
It's a main event match. It's good on paper, and people are still going to buy tickets to see it.
It's already sold out already, though.
Yeah, but wait.
All right, so wait a minute.
I want to ask you something.
Okay.
My point. What are you talking about right now? What is fans thinking? Brock Lesnar winning the title or AEW on Saturday?
Well, that's interesting you brought that up. So I'm going to give you some. I think Brock Lesnar winning the title.
They did something right then. So why is, you know what?
Do you
people
agree
can
with
bitch.
that?
Absolutely. People, you know what? Smart move. Smart move.
All right, big news in the WWE. I'm going to give you a few things, and you tell me which is the most important thing that happened in the WWE this week. You ready? Brock Lesnar wins the Universal title back. We just covered that. Okay. Nakamura wins the IC title. Thoughts on that?
I'll
give me Nakamura on Finn Balor. What did you think about that whole thing?
Good for Nakamura. Won the title. I mean, you know what? Keep him over. You know, it's not good. You know, this guy could be a world champion if you let him. You know. So,
Wait, are you a Nakamura guy?
Yeah, I think he has. I mean, his matches are okay. I mean, the last match I liked really was his first match against Sami Zayn. I think they need to let him go a little more.
Is he marketable, though? He doesn't speak the language.
Yeah,
he's
very
struggling.
marketable. Very marketable. Just the charisma alone. Him dancing like a fool. Charisma. Works.
Okay. All right.
People loved it.
The Raw reunion coming up, I think, this week. The Rock is not going to be there.
I mean, he does movies. I mean, I don't expect it. So.
Don't expect The Rock.
No.
All right. However, you have Austin's going to be there. Hulk Hogan, Shawn Michaels, Triple H, Scott Hall, who's been in the studio, which had a great interview with Monte and Pharaoh, Kevin Nash, and Ric Flair.
I think when you put all these legends together and nobody cares, they're gonna do what they want. They throw those scripts away. It's always different, and I think they don't give a shit. So let's see what happens.
How do you expect that's going to change the ratings?
Everybody wants to see legends, especially the good legends, especially, you know, Michaels and, like, you know, so I think we'll boost it up.
All right, here's something important. The four-way dance, right? Naomi, Natty, Alexa, and who was the third person? Who was the fourth person? Do you remember? Well, regardless. The match was at the Coliseum. People were booing it out, right? Screaming, boring.
Coliseum crowd's rude.
So Alexa Bliss goes to Twitter and, you know, writes disrespectful thoughts on that match and thoughts on, is it just the Coliseum crowd?
The Coliseum crowd, I mean, they've been doing that. I don't think no wrestler, you know, women wrestler likes to do the
Carmella
Coliseum.
was the fourth one.
Yeah, I mean, they shit on every match, and I think it's like just, I don't know, with the Coliseum crowd. I mean, yeah, I'm from Long Island, I live down the block, but I appreciate every match that, you know, I think they shouldn't, even that, I mean, the WWE was like, they shouldn't have had the Women's Revolution, even though it was great, they shouldn't have had that at the Nassau Coliseum.
I went there. It was actually, I gotta tell you.
It was probably one of the best pay-per-views I've seen. Like, it was really good.
I enjoyed it, but I'll tell you, I'll never go to a live wrestling match again. It was like, you're sitting on the floor, you can't see anything.
I never sit on the floor.
People all got their signs up. It's
I
like you
never
can't
sit
see
on the floor.
anything.
I sit up. So.
Yeah, it only makes sense. I'll tell you what, I should just take the $5 seats, right? It doesn't even make sense. So, did you watch that four-way match, though?
No.
All right, so four-way matches are very difficult, right? It's very, you know, the reason I guess they have them, right, is to just keep a constant flow and get some solid chain wrestling in and things like that. But I also think it's very hard to manage. It can become very boring at times. I mean, it's hard for me to remember great four-way matches. The match on Monday night wasn't very good. I guess I understand how Alexa might feel, but look, if you don't put on a good match, what do you expect? What do you expect the fans to do?
Yeah, but...
Well, you think if it was another arena, it would be different?
Yeah, I don't think they would shit on him.
So
like
the Garden crowd is different than the Coliseum crowd?
Absolutely.
Really?
A little more class.
Than Long Island?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Hey, you got no class, Jim. Long Islander.
I'm from Long Island. I'm just saying it's the crowd. It's the crowd going to that wrestling match specifically. It's that they shit on anything, and it's not it's not good. I was at Raw the one time, and they shit on the whole crowd. That I didn't like it, so they were very rude.
Yep.
How about Bray Wyatt returns with the mask on?
Ooh, the pop! I heard the pop, and you know what? Let's go. Let's see where this is gonna go now. I'm excited to see.
So when they focus in on the mask, it looks like it's not like that Kane type of mask. It's on there. So do you think he'll be wrestling in that mask?
No,
Really?
I don't think so.
Okay. I gotta tell you the truth. I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, wow, how's he gonna wrestle in that thing?
Yeah.
But the way they had it bolted on, I was like, holy cow! It looks like he may be ready to wrestle in that thing. Crowd went crazy.
Yeah.
Holy shit moment.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So here's the list again: Lesnar, Nakamura, Raw Reunion, Alexa Bliss, Bray Wyatt. What was the hottest thing of the week in the WWE?
I'm gonna say Brock Lesnar winning the title.
Okay, Brock Lesnar winning the title. All right, let's talk about WWE financials. WWE declares its quarterly dividends. WWE announced that the board of directors today declared the company's regular quarterly dividend at .12, that's 12 cents a share, for all Class A and B shares of common stock. The record date for the dividend will be September 13, 2019, and the payment date will be September 25th, 2019. The stock pretty much fluctuates right now between $70 to about $80 a share. Do you own any shares in WWE?
No.
Did you ever think about buying stock in the
Yeah,
WWE?
of course.
Okay. There was, at some point I have to sell it because at some point I think it's going to crash, but I keep saying that. The ratings, Monday Night Raw scored a 1.74 rating, up from their 1.65 rating they drew last week. Thoughts? Paul Heyman?
Paul Heyman.
2.453 million viewers, up from 2.352 million average from last week.
Good.
Do you think it came off the hot pay-per-view?
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Any if you have a pay-per-view and a Monday Raw, you're gonna go up.
Do you think wrestling right now is a very hot time, meaning that it's really popular?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. The hottest time right now. Everybody's getting TV deals. People are doing the Garden. You got AAA doing the Garden. You got Monday Night Raw and SmackDown coming back to the Garden as well. And then you got New Japan in September going to the Hammerstein Ballroom.
Okay.
So, I mean, that tells you right now they're doing very well. New wrestling is good.
Do you think there'll ever be a point in time, like back in the Attitude Era, where a Raw will get a $10 million share rating?
Time will tell. Only time will tell.
That's what I don't understand. How do we say wrestling is strong when your ratings are at 2.4 when in the heyday it was at 10 million? Is it because the WWE Network, a lot of people don't watch it? You could watch Hulu later on. I don't know.
I don't know. I really can't even put my... I don't know.
Jim, what do you think?
I think that times just changed, bro.
You think times from TV are different?
Yeah, there's so many other things to watch. Back when we were young, it was like the event to watch. There was one thing to watch. Now there's 10 million things to watch. And you can watch it later.
And nothing's must-see TV,
yeah, you don't
right?
have to give up your dinner plans to watch it. You can go to dinner and watch it later,
Unless it's so important you have to watch it live.
Which
like maybe the
only
Game
if you're
of
betting on it.
How about Game of Thrones? I've heard people. Were you a Game of Thrones guy, Joe? Or?
No, none of those shows.
Okay. So Game of Thrones, I'm not a Game of Thrones guy either, but it's like it was must-see TV from what I understand. People had to be there, and I guess maybe with the what is that? Walking Dead, the same type of thing. I don't know. Are you hooked on anything?
Nope.
How about you, Joe?
I'm hooked on phonics.
Hooked.
I used to be that too. Literally.
That's pretty funny.
It's true.
Is there anything that you have to watch every week?
No. I watch cop shows. I watch fishing shows.
I like watching. I have to watch Live PD every week.
I watch Northwood's Law on Channel 57. Yeah, or I watch what did I been? Wicked Tuna. I watch fishing.
Do you fish a lot?
I tried. My wife got me a fishing rod 2 years ago, and I still haven't caught a fish with it.
I don't feel bad. I might be the worst fisherman of all time.
I put on gloves like I'm going to do something. I have a big net.
I think
Don't do
Jim's
shit.
favorite show is Cheaters.
Oh, dude, I love Cheaters.
You ever watch
It's not on
Cheaters?
Saturday
No.
afternoon anymore.
It isn't?
It used to play all day. All day.
So
My
me-
daughter goes, at 9 o'clock during the week it's on, right? So we watch cartoons up until 9. And then I go, Josephine, guess what's on? And she goes, Cheaters!
Get out of here.
Swear to God.
So when Tony Allison, we were talking about Legends House, which was a WWE program, and I asked him, was it scripted? You know, I always feel like Cheaters is scripted.
Some of it, I think.
Some of it
is.
seems really scripted, the way they talk to each other, things like that. I don't know.
Some they seem to be like reenactments.
Yeah, and you know, I think in the beginning it says, you know, I think it may even say it might be a reenactment. All right, Kevin Owens, going unscripted. Thoughts?
Keep it going. Keep it going. I think him as a face, I don't know if it's going to really work, but let's see where it goes.
All right. Are you a Kevin Owens guy?
Yeah, big time. I love Kevin Owens.
Did you watch him like growing up from the Independents?
Yeah, yeah,
that
most
type
of
of
it.
thing?
Ring of Honor all the time.
Did you know he had the goods then?
Yeah, I knew he was going to be a star.
So is it easy to spot stars?
Absolutely.
Because I'm not an independent guy, so it's like I don't really watch these guys go through the ranks and go, okay, this guy's, you know. But so you pretty much hit him on the head.
Yeah, you can tell right away if somebody's going to be big.
Why?
Charisma, attitude, wrestling. I like if you can wrestle like Leo Rush. He didn't really talk in the Indies, but you knew this kid had it. Then he'd start talking in the WWE, and he started working with Lashley. He was the biggest thing.
Yeah, it was very
his
talented.
attitude caught up to him because he got cocky, but he was awesome. And you knew in the Indies he was going to be a star.
Well, what did you think about the whole thing about him not wanting to carry the bags and doing
Kind
all
of
that stuff?
stupid, very stupid, and that's why he had heat.
Where's Leo now? Is he still
I have
with
no
them?
idea. I actually I thought he'd quit WWE, and I tried to get him for a convention. I asked him, I messaged his father on my get to him, because I'm like, I have two things, and then, Leo finally got to me, but I think he's going to be in NXT. I think he's going to go to NXT.
Oh, he's going to go back down there?
Yeah. I think he should have been there in the first place.
Dude, you are so interesting. I'm trying to, how did you get hold of Leo Rush's father? How does that even happen?
I got a lot of Facebook people.
Really? And you just,
my God.
fish
What
around?
I do on Facebook, I mean, I want your friend in here right now because he needs to hear my Porzingis story and Kimmy Gibbler from Full House.
Just go. Let's hear it.
Well,
Don't worry about him.
Porzingis, he had a messenger on the thing. I asked him if he was all right. He answered me before he was popular and then took his messenger off. Kimmy Gibbler.
So wait a minute. So Porzingis is on Messenger. He's on the Knicks. He gets drafted to the Knicks.
Yeah. Then he
and
got
you're
hurt.
like, oh, let me message this guy.
Yeah.
And he answers you. Mm-hmm. That's pretty cool, though.
And then Kimmy Gibbler from Full House gave me a full. Hey man, I was popping when she commented me back. My wife goes, "This."
Well, what'd you write her?
I told her, I'm gonna be watching your show. It's my anniversary, but I'm gonna be watching Full House. She goes, "Take your wife out to dinner first. You can watch it on Netflix after." I go, "Holy shit, that's Kimmy Gibbler."
Wow.
My wife goes, "It's not Justin Bieber." I go, "How dare you?" I go, "First of all, that's Kimmy fucking Gibbler. I love Full House." So yes, I'm a Full House fan. I'll admit that. You'll hear a lot. I'm, kids say the darndest things. Full House. I'm a big Full House fan.
Do you like Fuller House?
Yeah, no, I get every corny joke. My wife goes, "This is corny." I go, "Because you don't get the jokes." I love, and I'm pissed off that they're gonna only end at season 5. Aunt Becky's in trouble though. I got pissed at that, but you know what? Aunt Becky probably looks sexy in a jail outfit.
Oh, you're too funny, man.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Eric Bischoff, still kind of open whether he's going to be doing SmackDown or not.
He is doing something with keeping like Fox 5 and the relationship good with WWE. He's not doing anything like Paul Heyman's doing. So that's what I read today.
Okay. All right. So overall, Extreme Rules, you were happy?
Yeah.
AEW, men's.
It was all right.
You happy Lesnar's got the strap?
Brings ticket sales, bring ratings. Good for WWE.
Where are they going to go with Bray Wyatt's character?
No idea. You can make him like Hannibal, eating people.
Eating people?
Yeah, who knows? It looks like it.
Awesome.
Yeah. Who knows?
What are you looking forward to for this Raw reunion? What are you hoping happens?
Oh, in-ring promos. Make them all come out together. Make them all stand in the ring and just let them talk.
Really?
Let them talk. Ric Flair might say what he wants. Who knows? Hogan, Hogan always gets a good pop. Austin will get a huge pop. So it'll be good.
All right. Before we cut out, anything to talk about on J&R Collectibles? What do you got coming up?
All right, so I got some bad news, but people will hear this. I don't have the Boogeyman anymore. Let the promoter tell you guys tomorrow what's going to happen. That has nothing to do with me, out of my hands, but he'll tell you, but I don't have the Boogeyman. And then, you can message me, obviously, and I'll explain to you. But let the promoter tell you guys tomorrow. I'm sure you guys will be bummed, but you guys will understand. I don't have the Boogeyman. But after that, it was supposed to be JoJo's Summer Tour. I only did 2 shows, so like JoJo's Summer Tour. But you know what? I don't care. I get to spend time and enjoy my summer.
Now, didn't you do a concert this weekend?
Did Luke Bryan, man?
How was it?
Oh, the parking lot was sold out and packed, but I sang my heart out, man. I was my voice was out, man, but we had a lot of fun.
Are you a stand-up guy during the concert? Oh, we got a phone.
We got a prank. We got a prank.
He's
don't
coming.
even. You don't have to answer it.
So do you stand up during the concerts?
Yeah.
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 Hold on, we're gonna.
Oh, here we go.
All right, you're on with Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast, Monte and Pharaoh. How can we help you? Speak loud and clear.
Yeah, how you doing? I was just wondering. You had a really good show going for quite a while with the Pharaoh. I don't know this guy that you're with right now, and I don't know where your show is going. Is the Pharaoh coming back? This guy is like really very boring.
All right, so let me answer your first question, then I'll let Joe speak for himself.
Don't cut him off.
Don't cut him off. Oh, you cut him off already? All right.
Why? Let him speak.
Well, I mean, you can answer him.
All right, that's fine. So Jimmy decided he no longer wanted to be on the show. There were multiple reasons, which I don't want to get in there. I don't even think Jimmy would appreciate if I got into why he didn't want to be on the show. Monte and the Pharaoh see, at least from what we're looking at as far as subscribers on YouTube and from comments, that it's going to go on. The show will go on. Joe has been gracious enough to sit in a seat. I think he's doing a fine job. I know for some of our fans, as yourself, that might be watching, you might be a big fan of Jimmy, and Jimmy was very good at what he did. Unfortunately, in life, if someone quits something, you can't make them stay. I'll say it 1,000,000 times over. I talked to Jimmy 100 times. He must have quit on me, quit on the show 10 times. And that's his choice, right? If you're not happy doing something, you shouldn't do it, right, Joe?
Right.
Life's too short. I don't think Joe's boring. In fact, I enjoy Joe. He just may not be your cup of tea. I may not be your cup of tea anymore, and I totally understand that. We appreciate every fan that comes in here, or every fan that watches, and I could tell you the show was going on for 1.5 years, and not everybody liked me on the show and were wishing I was gone, and people wanted Jimmy off the show.
Now, can I explain something?
Go ahead.
Before there was I don't have no problem with Jimmy, so I'm not going to say anything rude about him because, I don't have to. Before there was a Jimmy, there was a me and Mike, because we started. I know you probably don't know the show because only one people watched it, but we started on the Sawyer show. So we were together. So we kept in touch, and he was gracious enough to ask me to help him. We always kept in touch. We always talk. So that's why. So I'm boring, but I'm myself. And people think I have this crazy life, and I don't. I'm just a normal human being. I talk shit. I sit on a chair. I don't even pretend the microphone's with me right now. So I don't know Jimmy. I know he was good on the show, and I wish him luck.
Yeah, Jimmy's a talented guy, and again, I don't know how many people knew Jimmy or what he did. Jimmy is also a very talented musician. He's done very well within his career as a musician. He certainly knows wrestling. He really knows wrestling well. But again, the show was really expanding, and if someone doesn't want to do a show, I can't make them stay. And the show has to go on. And again, it might not be someone's cup of tea, but I will tell you this: I appreciate you calling in. I wish they didn't hang up on you, because I'd like, it would have been nice for you to retort. In fact, if you want to call back and retort, that's fine also.
And I'm not taking over Jimmy's spot. I just did some guest gigs. I'm not going to be here next Thursday, I can tell you that. I mean, like, if I come back as a guest, I have work. I have to do work, too. So, I mean, I'm not going to be here all the time. So, I mean, I hope I brought some laughs. Hope I, was cool. And that's really it.
And, we've got David Sammartino coming into studio. We got Hacksaw Jim Duggan coming into studio. Buff Baglow's coming into studio. Butcher the Barber Beefcake coming. Butcher the Barber Brutus the Barber Beefcake coming into studio. Got multiple guys and women, and also Hollywood from Glow Wrestling will be here. And
did you see her picture that she posted?
Do you think is there a possibility that she'll wear that Wonder Woman outfit? I think you should.
I swear to God I will.
And they'll be sitting next to me just like Tony Atlas. And I dare anybody to go watch that Tony Atlas interview. Tony Atlas flat out said it was probably the greatest interview he has ever been on.
Can I add something, bro, about Joe?
Yeah.
Who I just met, who I don't know from a hole in the wall.
That's fine.
I think that under the circumstances of what you were left with, being left high and dry to do the show by yourself, I think Joe graciously stepped in.
Absolutely.
And as someone who's not familiar with the station and who is coming on cold, I think he's killing it. And he's giving informative information. He's not sitting there saying nothing.
Listen, I've known Joe for a pretty long time. I've always had the utmost respect for him, and I think he does a fine job.
Yeah.
Let me put it this way: I wouldn't put the reputation of Monte and the Pharaoh. If I didn't believe that Joe was possibly couldn't do the job.
Right. Well, I said before there was, Monte Pharaoh, there was me and him. I know only two people watched, maybe one person watched the Sawyer show, but it was me and him. Yeah. And then I just graciously
Jim, you were outside. Back. You were outside too. I was trying to explain to the fans or whoever the fan was there, is that there's no heat between me and Jimmy.
Nope.
No. Jimmy he just didn't want to do the show anymore. He had quit numerous times, and this last time he said, "I'm done. I don't want you to ask me to stay. I don't want to do this anymore."
What did I say when you told me that, bro? I laughed. I said, "Again?"
Again, right.
I said, "Okay, yeah, okay."
No, I said, "This is it." You know what? And I felt bad because I kept on reeling him back in. I'm like, Jimmy, whatever. But like I said, Jimmy's talented musician. You and I speak about it all the time. He performed here. I mean, when he performed with Coco Beware, that's one of my favorite moments of all time. And I'm not going to make this about Jimmy, right? It's a fan answering, and the only reason I'm talking about Jimmy right now is because the fan decided to go on the attack on Joe, which I don't think is fair. No. If Joe's not your cup of tea, I'm not your cup of tea. I totally get it. We're hoping.
But how do you put him down? I mean, like if he's trying to do something good, he's trying to be informative. I mean, like I don't lie.
Right. So it is what it is.
Sounds like a setup call, but
sorry, I don't wear a hat backwards, glasses, and have long hair. But it's really, I'm not saying anything bad. I'm just saying I'm on him. I'm on him. That's what he will.
Well, look, that's right.
Everyone's different.
He's not you. You're not me.
Yep.
I'm not you. And again, like I said, there is no heat between me and Jimmy. I mean, I have nothing but respect for Jimmy. Always have. Grew up with the guy. Always found him to be funny.
Me he hates.
Huh? It's you he hates. Well, that's true. But you know what? You can't be everything.
Do you know I use my remote start all the time now? I figured that
just gotta get going. Just make sure you're. No, man. Look, I don't think he hates you, dude. Look, here's the thing. He just didn't want to do the show anymore. Numerous times he told me, I just don't want to do the show. I'm tired of it. It's not where I want it to be. Yeah. But I will tell you, I'm just telling you fans out there, for fans that may not be happy, you're going to see Monte the Pharaoh somewhere else in about a month and a half. And it's going to be a very surprising place.
Yes.
And if you subscribe to it, you're going to be surprised. So you might be seeing JoJo on that.
Nice
place. Boring guy.
A month and a half.
Jojo Pharaoh.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, somebody wrote it was a good comment. Let me get back.
All right, while you going, I just want to go through it again. We got David Sammartino in the house. We've got Hollywood in house. Bill Alfonso's going to be in house. Brutus the Barber Beefcake, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, and Buff Bagwell, and I think the return of Coco.
So I guess when we talked a little while back about not having any more wrestlers, we were just kidding.
I know. Well, dude, they keep on.
No one has as many wrestlers as Monte and the Pharaoh on Village Connection Radio. No one.
Dude.
No one.
Dude.
We might as well just start our own company.
That's all. What is the comment, Joe? Did you see it?
Yes. It's Joe needs a shirt that says, I am not the Pharaoh.
That's pretty good. And with that, I want to call it a day. I want to say thank you to Village Connection Radio. I want to thank Joe, who will not be here next week, but always love it. Anytime you want to come in, you're here, brother. I want to reach out to the pizza guy. Can you put a picture real quick up?
Oh, man.
I want to say, brother, please. Not brother. I don't want you calling me anymore, man. Just stop. Lose my number. I will not pick up. Yeah, go ahead.
I want to say something after, too.
I have had no communication with him in a very long time, so I'm not in negotiations with him. I'm not like calling him, making friends with him. I haven't spoken to him. It's happy this way. I actually like it this way.
Dude, I thought the olive branch, again, what you did between Gov's it really shouldn't have even been an olive branch, but you're the man that
I happen to like the guys at Rock of Dead Radio, so to me it wasn't even.
Listen, there's a bunch of stations and there's a bunch of talent out there and there's a bunch of shows, to each their own. And
anyone who wants to have me as a guest, I'm available.
That's it.
Give me a week's notice, I'll be on your show.
And you're available?
Don't call me.
Don't call me.
All right, anyway, you've been watching.
Oh, wait, I want to say one more thing. Let's end it right. Kevin Ginsburg, lose the wrestler gimmick.
Okay. Anyway, you've been watching Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast. We'll see you next Thursday between the hours of 8:05 and 9 p.m. only here at Rockstar Studios here at Huntington, New York, Village Connection Radio. God bless.